Hey gang, Jujubear here, welcome back to the channel. Now, today I've got a battle in Total War Warhammer. You may notice just looking at the screen here, just how big it is. That's right, I'm playing Ultra. I'm slowly but surely starting to realize just how the game was supposed to be played. At least I feel like the developers intended for the game to be played in a certain way. And I think I've pretty much found it here. We're playing an Ultra Funds game against the Warriors of Chaos, myself playing as the Dwarves. Now, in Rome 2 Online, I'm sure a lot of you guys have had this in the past, where you jump into a multiplayer battle, and it's Ultra, and someone has, you know, the fund set to 10,000, and you kind of roll your eyes and you go, fuck, this is probably not going to be the best battle ever. And you kind of jump out and get into a different battle that's medium funds or large funds. I think Total War Warhammer is meant to be played like that, as opposed to Total War Rome 2, because I hate it when that happens. You get into a server and someone's like, we're going to have like 20 Spartans, and it's going to be he's mad, and we're going to play against, like, you know, the Romans. It's going to be heaps like historically accurate, but not at all. That's another point as well. Like, this game is not historically accurate, so you really can do everything. And I feel like a lot of the units in Total War Warhammer are unplayable because of in large funds, because you can't find a reason to spend that much money on something that is so specific in what, you know, in what it does. So things like artillery, like I could never find a use for artillery just because it's so expensive. But anyway, in this battle I'm going to be playing as Dwarves. I got a lot of long beards there. I think I've got about 10. I've got 2 Slayers. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Hammerers on my second line. I've got 2 of these. I can't remember the name of those guys. I got 4 Quarrelers. I got 3 Handgunners. I got 1 Iron Drake with torpedo, with Trollhammer torpedoes. I got a catapult. I got 2 mortars, I think it is, or great cannons. Now I'm going to be positioning myself, or at least moving up onto the hill over here. Now in the game, I couldn't see these Marauder horsemen. They do have Vanguard deployment, so I couldn't see them. And I've got 2 Gyrocopter with brimstone guns out on the flanks. These guys are going to be taking out the large, you know, cavalry forces and anything that might be out there. So definitely going to rely heavily on these guys, especially if my opponent brings chariots, which is definitely very, very possible. So long beards on my front line, 10 of them, of course, and my second line is going to be made up of these hammerers. And they have a double-handed weapon, which is good against armor, that kind of thing. So you can see, I'm going to be positioning myself on top of this hill, and I'm going to be firing down upon my enemy, who has a lot of these. What has he got? Chaos Marauders up the front. Good pick. Going to soak up a lot of my fire, then a lot of Forsaken. So he's doing pretty much the same thing as me. Lots of armor piercing in the second line, and the front line is just soaking up damage, that kind of thing. And his third line is made up of Chaos Warriors with Halberds. Not a bad pick either. Chaos Knights are out in the flanks. He's got Dragon Ogre Shaggoth and Chaos Giant. And also, his general is going to be a Chaos Sorcerer with the Law of Fire. 3 Chaos Chariots out here and 3 Marauder Horsemen. Now, these guys are a real threat to my army, and I realize that because they can chew through infantry like nothing else. So what I'm going to do is get my gunners, or my choppers with brimstone guns, and just fire upon these Chaos Chariots, see how much damage I can do to them as quickly as possible. I've detached a force over here of Iron Breakers, that's who I was thinking of before, and Thunderers, that's also who I was thinking of. Now I'm just going to destroy these Marauder Axemen with throwing axes before they can do any damage to me. That was probably overkill using the Iron Drakes for this, but, you know, makes for a good first engagement. So all along the line we have engagements with the Chaos Marauders. Going to be smashing into my Longbeards. Now these guys have an excellent bonus versus charging infantry, so they're going to do quite well in these first engagements. I don't have to get a charge off. I'm actually pretty happy if I don't. He's going to smash into me with the front line, and then the Chaos Marauders are going to just smash into me at the front. I'm already chewing through these guys, and I've got my Thane and my Ungrim Iron Fist in amongst the fray, and they're going to be doing a lot of damage to my opponent. He pulls off a pretty nice bit of magic there, and you can see these Chaos Marauders are just getting hammered. And these Chaos Chariots, I'm still firing upon them with my Brimstone Gunners. That's definitely a good thing. Now, he has got his Chaos Sorcerer Law of Fire up the front, and I'm just going to be focus firing with a lot of my Quarrelers. You can see that they're starting to take their toll on that guy here. He's only starting to take damage right now, but I'm pulling back my organ guns there as well. They're getting a little bit too far ahead of themselves. Over here, his Chaos Knights are taking a lot of damage from my Brimstone Gyrocopters. They're going to be doing a fair bit of damage. Don't know why it does it all the time. And it looks like his second line are just starting to mobilize, and they're starting to think about getting a couple of shots in here. I'm getting a couple of good throws in here with my Iron Breakers. They're going to get a lot of damage done on these Forsaken. These guys are what are they? Very good anti-armor, I think it is. Or armor piercing. Oh no, good charge, sorry. So they're going to be charging into my Longbeards, doing a fair bit of damage. He's coming around the side here with these Chaos Knights. He's going to smash into my Slayers, which is probably not a bad target at all, really. They're a pretty expensive unit, and they're not going to be too good against the cavalry there. So all of a sudden, I'm going to be firing on them with my Trollhammer torpedo units. They're going to be doing a lot of damage very quickly. And whatever they hit pretty much is just going to be taken out of the fight. And I'm defending my organ gun here, making sure they don't get taken out either. So the cavalry is pretty much being dealt with at this point. Over in the center we have the Chaos Giant. He's getting into my organ gun. That's okay with me. I've got a lot of units back here that are firing into it, getting a lot of damage done to that guy there. These Chaos Chariots are still taking fire from my Brimstone gun Gyrocopters. And I've got a lot of Thunderers back here and Quarrelers that are dealing with them. That was the real threat to my army. If he just kind of plowed along into my back lines, I would have been done for. So these Quarrelers are going to start to focus fire the large units over here. So we got the Chaos Giant who's just started to fall, and the Dragon Ogre Shaggoth who's just starting to take a bit of damage here. I'm going to be pulling back my organ gun just to see if I can keep them alive for a little bit longer. You can see in the back there, Chaos Sorcerer, Law of Fire is just starting to mobilize, getting a couple of shots in there where he can. So my whole line, my front line, is actually holding pretty well. This is not good. He gets an excellent charge into my Thunderers, knocking them down, but I'm gonna follow that up with the Hammerers charge, see if I can get a couple of kills. Still, all the while, my Iron Drakes are doing a fantastic job. How many kills they got so far? 60 kills so far. And they're about to pick up a couple. Well, they just fell short a little bit there. But 60 kills so far, and you would expect that from a unit that's that expensive, really. So in the center, we've got Ungrim Iron Fist. He's still doing quite well, holding up a lot of these units in terms of, you know, their morale, that kind of thing. He's getting a lot of kills. Is he? Got 51 so far. And some of my Longbeards are still holding against the Hordes here. He's managed to throw in these Chaos Warriors with Halberds. And so there's a big glob of units that I could really... It's a juicy target, really, for a lot of my other units out here. So I'm just taking out the remnants of what's left over here, the Dragon Ogre Shaggoth and the rest of those chariots. So I'm going to start to mobilize and get a couple of these units up on the hill and into an advantageous position so that I can kind of fire into the back of this little group of enemies here. Look how juicy that is. Fuck yeah, I want to get into that. The second wave's coming in, smashing into my Longbeards and also my Hammerers and Longbeards over there. My Thane is still doing quite well. He's getting kills in the midst of it. Still doing quite... I don't have a magic potion on this guy, so he's just going to be holding out, getting kills where he can. The rest of my Quarrelers are actually doing quite a good job against the Chaos Sorcerer here, getting a lot of damage done to him. He's pretty much down past half health. So he's going to have to pull away with that unit because there's nothing really defending him at this point. My organ guns have done a number on those guys as well. On this flank, I still have my Trollhammer torpedo guys just firing into this fray here, taking out a lot of these Chaos Warriors. Holy shit, I got the Blood and Gore DLC. It's actually pretty good. I don't understand why it's not in the original game though. I guess maybe it's a ratings kind of thing. Because look at the Blood and Gore, just absolutely ruining this Chaos Warriors with halberds. Oh my god, I actually hit one of my own Slayers there. Oh damn, he just got decapitated. That's brutal. I'm going to chase him with my Longbeards. And it's a decisive victory, so... massive battle there. You can see just how many units were left on the field. I deployed 2,000, I only lost about 500, just over 500. And my opponent there deploying 2,500 and losing about 1,500, so not too good from him. My Hammerers did an excellent job, getting almost 100 kills on a couple of those guys there. One of them only got 4, don't know what he was doing. My Brimstone Gunners not doing the best, but they were taking down large units, so they were probably not going to be used as effectively as some of the other ones there. The Organ Guns, one of them getting 110, and then the other one getting 0 kills. I don't know how that worked out there. I wasn't watching them the whole time. The Cannons doing okay, getting 5 kills each. Grudge Thrower getting 76 kills. And the Iron Drake Torpedoes getting 82 kills. At the end, they're taking out the enemy Chaos Knights. I think they kind of did an excellent job at that. These Thunderers doing a good job. The Quarrelers also putting a lot of pressure on the enemy fucking hero, Legendary Lord. And yeah, Hammer is doing good. The Slayers didn't really have too many targets. I probably should have offloaded them to the left flank where I had my opponent's Chaos Giant and Dragon Ogre Shaggoth. That would have been much more use for them. But the Thane and the Ungrim Iron Fist just, you know, boosting and holding morale for a lot of units around the battlefield. I don't think I lost too many units, really. I didn't lose that many units at all, really. So that's probably how you want to play the Dwarves. I was able to defend my own artillery from the enemy cav, so that's how it worked out quite well. Not too many kills on any of my opponent, except for the Dragon Ogre Shaggoth. You would kind of expect that anyway. The Chaos Chariot's taken out of the game, and Forsaken not doing too well either. Anyway, thank you, Mrs. Ortiz for the game. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna be, oh man, I've got so many like of these epic gameplays. I played like 4 or 5 the other night, and they're sick, and they're so actually really fun to watch. I actually went back and watched a couple of them. So that's the first of a couple. So we'll be bringing you a couple more very soon. So stay tuned. Jujubear signing out. Peace.